Hi, I'm Alex Archibald. I've been buying and selling antiques since I was a kid. Over the years, generations of our family have gotten involved in the business, and I'll search just about anywhere I can to find hidden treasures both big and small. I never know what I'll turn up next. It's about exploring new places, seeing new sights, and having fun. And even though sometimes I get over my head, we try and make things a little better along the way. This is Curiosity. Hi guys, and welcome to today's episode. Well, this might not surprise you, but I've done something completely random today. I had a phone call, actually I shouldn't say phone call, I had an email from somebody saying that they had a coin collection that they wanted to sell. I thought, okay, coin collection's usually not that much stuff. I get there, and this giant case that they're using is like a coffee table is only one of the two cases for the coin collection. I, if you can tell, brought a very small car with me, and after some negotiating and haggling, we made a deal, but there was no way I could fit everything in my car. So we ended up leaving the cases behind and just piling everything in the vehicle loose, which is not ideal. But I'm gonna get home, I'm gonna show you what I bought, and Melissa would be shaking her head at me if she only knew. Let's go. Definitely did not take the right car today, but I wasn't expecting all of that. And you might go, okay, well, that's a little bit of stuff. But that's really not even all of it. It is also all of that. Look at what a mess this is. And behind the seat, all of that. So I am going to get some tables here and offload everything onto it. It actually is a lot more than it probably seems. That whole footwell is absolutely packed full of stuff. So let's get this offloaded, see what we got. Well, there's definitely worse problems to have in a day than to be pulling all kinds of coins off the seat of your car. Definitely want to make sure nothing flew underneath the seat. That might be a surprise for later, but I don't even know what I got. I don't know how many of these are silver, how many of these are not. They're all inventoried out of this one collection. Didn't get an inventory list though, but everything's got these little stickers on them. Anyway, we're gonna put them on a table in a big pile, and I'll sort it all out from there. That does it for the interior. And look, this is all the stuff I just had in the interior. Now I gotta empty out the trunk. And there's all the stuff out of the trunk, or on this car, I should say it's a frunk, because it's up in the front. That said, this collection was inherited, I guess, or given to a granddaughter. Her grandpa collected this stuff and more over the years, and she was not into coins. I did not have a chance to kind of go through everything, but the quantity was here. There was an awful lot of stuff. So we're gonna sort through, and I'm really hoping that there's a lot of stuff that's sort of pre-1968, like this, because then you're looking at a silver dollar, a silver quarter, a silver dime, silver 50-cent piece. That is a mint-proof silver set. Those are gonna bring more money than your more modern stuff. But there is an awful lot of collectibles here. And even so, these uncirculated sets can be 20 bucks on their own. That one's from 2012. This is the sort of thing that would have been sold at a post office. This congratulations quarter, that was probably only 10 bucks when it was new. So not a whole lot of money. This case looks cool. And again, all these numbers on everything. I wonder if I can start at 1 and work my way up, or if I wonder if there is a number 1 in here somewhere. Apparently they kept back a bunch of stuff, so I just got what they didn't want. What is this? What is this? Oh, it's a nice case. Got all the zodiac signs on there. And what's in this nice wood box? It is a bunch of gold coins. I don't think these are real gold. Oh, it's quite heavy. If it was real gold, it would be stamped. I think these are gold plated. Pig. The whole zodiac set's there. I'll see if I can find 24 karat gold plated copper. That's what it says on the paperwork. How do I know that? Because here's the paperwork. Proof coins, Buddha and the 12 animal signs of the Chinese lunar calendar, 24 gold plated proof coins. That's a cool looking set. But to see what that goes for online, it's got to be worth at least a few $100 on its own. And to kind of get myself clear on all this stuff, I do need to make like a couple $1,000 to to get out of all this stuff. But I think that should be doable because, like I said, there is a lot of quantity and there's all these coin sets uncirculated. Some of these, sometimes they have a silver dollar in them and you have to pull the paperwork out and have a look and see. This one is all nickel, 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 and bronze. So there is nothing in here that's silver in that set. But as I go, I'm going to do inventory and get these things all loaded into my bins because I'm going to do a big coin auction and get rid of all this stuff. But I do want to see what good stuff will come from this collection. Hopefully there will be a few interesting sets in here. Been finding a few of those specimen coin sets, which I've got inventory and put away. There's also these binders which say coins of the world. And that's exactly what it is. We've got coins from all over the place. We've got European coins and British coins and Irish coins and let's see, Republic of Chile. So really, coins of the world, just what you'd expect. And they're nice and full. Booklets are very full. Look, there's an American nickel in with the coins of the world. For us, that is a foreign country. So we've got 1, 2, 3 booklets completely packed full of these world coins. This looks kind of neat. Titanic collector's set. 10,000 produced, put out in 2012. So it looks like you've got a shares in the marine company. You've got stamps, you've got coins, a booklet. Looks like it should be a nice leather booklet. Let's take this out and have a look at it. We do have this nice brown leather book, Titanic. You open it up and there's a, looks like an original stock certificate. Mary Kroberger, 30 shares of the International Mercantile Marine. It looks like the Titanic on there. They didn't, International Mercantile Marine didn't, as far as I know, build the Titanic. I thought that was White Star Lines, but still, that's a cool piece. What does it say about it? Authentic stock certificate circa early 1900s. Okay. The JP Mercantile Marine, JP Morgan company that owned the White Star Line and the Titanic. Oh, okay. Well, that's neat. I was fascinated with the Titanic as a kid. And when they went around with the exhibit showing all the bits and pieces that came off the ship, well, I was sure to go and check that out. So there's a replica ticket holder and the stamps. What's a neat little set? And then there we go, there's the coins. So what does it say? 25-cent coin made from nickel. What's the 50-cent piece? It looks almost like it'd be a specimen finish and plain edge. Struck in silver, silver-plated copper. Oh, it's still neat though. You got a Canadian 50-cent piece with the Titanic on it. And it actually sank in Canadian waters just off of near Halifax. So a little bit of Canadian history there. It's a neat item. These are kind of neat. I don't know if you can tell. It's got a holographic dinosaur that jumps. Rawr. You can see it kind of moving there. It's a little bit blurry. But these are big 50-cent coins that were obviously sold for 25 bucks at the post office in 2010. They make these things in pretty limited numbers, but you know, people like dinosaurs, people like coins, people like holograms. It's the best of three worlds. When you're going through a big messy pile of stuff like this, the best thing you can do is start organizing it. So what I've done is I've taken as many of these specimen coin sets. And by the way, people buy these because it represents the year they were born or a loved one was born typically, and also coin collectors, but usually like this one's from 1983. If you were born in 1983, you might go, hey, that's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind a set of mint coins from the year I was born. But I'm taking all those sets, anything kind of like that, I'm organizing them and inventorying them with my own inventory and just getting it nice and organized so it's easy to find later on. Next, I'll probably take the other types of coin sets like the holiday gift sets and do the same. And by the time I'm through it, well, we should have a much smaller pile. Hey, look, a Sasquatch coin. That's pretty cool. Thought it was elusive, but look, I have one. I have to admit, some of these coin sets are pretty cool, and I get it why somebody would buy them. This one celebrates the 60th anniversary of VE Day, the victory in World War II in Europe. And inside you get a nickel and this really nice copper coin, the much bigger one with our soldiers on it. Really nice piece. So if somebody's into military history and stuff, that's a cool little collectible. I am making some progress, but there's a lot to go. That said, with some of the bulkier stuff getting out of the way, it's thinning out a little bit, which will be nice. And then I can get into these little sets and the coins here pretty quick. Making good progress here. These are all uncirculated or specimen coin sets. Quite a few, in fact, nearly 100 of them. And at, about $20, $30, $40 a piece, depending upon which ones they are, I should see a good return on my investment just out of this box alone. But we're not even close to being done because I still have all this. And I saw these little folders that were here. These were probably sold like on the shopping channel or something. But what they are is a US $2 bill, which are fairly unusual. They don't really use $2 bills in the United States. If you're in the United States, you know this. But it's an uncut sheet of 4 of them. And that's pretty cool. And I've got one booklet of them, another booklet of them here. And if memory serves, and I think I've mentioned this on a video before, I think Steve Wozniak, co-founder of Apple Computers, prints his own $2 bills, at least he's claimed to, and spend them saying that they're legal. I don't know how that would be legal unless he has some weird in with the Treasury Department. But either way, we have them. They're not from Steve Wozniak. They're certified from the US government. And if you don't fancy a set of uncut US bills, how about some uncut Canadian bills? Uncirculated uncut 1s and 2s, dating to 1986. Those are probably from, what year would this be? 1970s maybe? 1973. And we've got a few of these here. It's a neat little collection of bills. I kind of wish we still used the 1s and 2s. You had a stack of 1s, you felt like you were a millionaire. Nowadays, you just jingle and your pants fall down. Some of these coin sets are designed specifically to get kids interested in collecting, like the Mythical Creatures series or the dinosaurs. And they even have this sort of quarter with a cartoon-looking moose on it. That was really intended probably to be a gift for kids. It even came with stickers and stuff like that to get kids interested in collecting. I think that's pretty neat. As for me, though, the thing I would have collected was this. The Titanic coin. Of course, I just said a few minutes ago that I was interested in Titanic stuff, and here's a really cool Titanic coin with some info and stats on the Titanic. It's a 50-cent piece. It's got a picture of it heading towards the iceberg, pre-sinking and post-sinking. Fun stuff. This binder appears to be what it says it is, paper money of the world. And we've got all kinds of neat looking bills. That one's got a truck on it. Meet, meet. He's a pretty stern looking fella. It's a Queen, old Hong Kong bill. 1 cent bill from Hong Kong. It's interesting that there's no back on it. Some of them do. Did they not do all their bills double-sided? Maybe somebody watching can let me know. The rest of these look all good. I guess if it's a 1 cent bill, what do you need to stamp both sides for? It's probably going to cost you 2 cents to do that. Bank of Indonesia. Let's see what the most interesting one is. Eagle. There's always these signs of power, all the military medals and uniforms and such. Except for England. They had the Queen forever. It was like having somebody's grandma on your bill. Kind of, we had her on our bill too, or on our coins. And it was kind of like, oh yeah, there's the Queen. And if you look at them, you could see her get older through the years because she was on the coins and bills for so long. Myanmar, those guys are playing soccer, I think, or football. Some of them are just like, yep, they're big number 3. Got some wolves, a bear, a moose. I guess Canada doesn't have sole rights to putting the moose on currency. Squirrel. I bet Melissa would like that. She's such a fan of squirrels. I know some people aren't, but we've named ours in our yard. They're basically our outdoor pets at this point. She's nearly tamed them all, too. Well, that's a whole lot of bills. That is a lot of bills. I like the... Well, those are funny. Those are the type of glasses that just squeeze onto your nose. Probably leave weird indentations. I'll leave the glasses in for the picture. Oh, there's some neat bills in here. Okay, well, a good collection of notes. It's a shame that they're probably not worth a whole pile, but the condition's really, really good. So that ought to help a little bit. Amongst all these other bills and things, we've got a 1,000 Kronen bill. And I had a 1922 German 10,000 mark note. This is a check from 1866. And it's made out for $500, which would have been an obscene amount of money back then. But when you account for inflation, that's about $10,000 in today's dollars. But back then, that might have been enough to buy you some land or something serious in the 1800s. I always think about this. If you had, let's see, like this. You had a $1 bill from 1973. It's worth pretty much $1 now. Maybe a little bit more because of collectible. That one's well circulated, so it's probably it's worth what it's worth. It's worth $1. If you would have invested that, you could have maybe made $100 by now. I always think it's never good to have money sitting around that's not invested in something else. You know, very rarely does sitting on bills in your mattress ever pay off, but I know a lot of people do it. My mother-in-law found a bunch of 20s hidden underneath her floorboards from 1970, whatever it was. But if they would have bought gold with those $20 bills back then and hid that, that gold would have been worth probably tens of thousands of dollars now versus the couple $100 or a few $100s that they found. So I guess it just goes to show, invest in what you can. And I guess if you collect bills and notes, make sure it's ones that you like and are in good condition. But for me, all this stuff's going to be going off to auction because I don't really collect a lot of this type of stuff, even though I think it's super cool. Oh, this is cool. I know what this is. Stock certificate. Who's it for? The Baltimore, Ohio Railroad Company, 1827. Look at the trains that they were using then. You guys see that? See if I can zoom in. It is like the most archaic looking trains. 1827. You had to be a visionary to imagine how important trains would become in 1827. Baltimore and Ohio Rail Company. Well, I wonder how far they got with this. Somebody in 1936 bought and sold these certificates, but what a cool stock certificate and great train graphics on that. Fortunately, it's canceled. Might have been worth some money if it wasn't. What's this? $1 million bill. Congratulations, you're now the owner of $1 million bill. $1 million bill has been approved by the Bank of Canada and was developed in conjunction with the BA banknote. And I guess it's just a obviously not real bill. Non-negotiable, not legal. Try taking that into Costco. You guys got change for this? It actually looks and feels like a real bill because it's made by the same people that make real bills. It's just a good luck kind of thing, a symbolic thing. Still neat though, don't you think? I think it's kind of cool. When you're going through Canadian coins like this, and you're not sure whether it's silver or whether it's just a mint uncirculated coin, you can tell from the lining of the case. So the blue ones like this are typically your normal kind of dollar. I mean, they're cool, they got the case and everything. But if it has a red lining on the inside, that means it's silver. So I am going through right now and trying to find all of the red lining cases like this because those are the higher dollar coins, quite a bit higher in value, of course, because there's silver content. And I'm finding quite a few, thankfully, because I was worried that a lot of this stuff actually wouldn't be silver because I wasn't finding much so far, but I will do a reveal at the end. See, that's a normal one there. 1975, it's a specimen dollar uncirculated. Cool, but it's not silver. I've been sorting literally all night. It's night outside now. But I did come across some really cool things in this collection. It's pretty well all sorted and ready for the auction. Let me show you what I got. A lot of those $1 bills were uncirculated and sequential, which means the serial numbers all go in order. There was a ton of world coins and tokens and bills. This was a cool set. It's all 24 gold plated US dollar coins in this really cool box from the Morgan Mint. We've got some uncirculated 1950s Canadian dollar bills, All of these coins are the ones that I filtered out that were silver. So a lot of silver coins. I mean, not piles, but there's a bunch. We got this really early Dominion of Canada. This is before we were even officially Canada, in this part of Canada anyway. This is from 1923. And we're still known as the Dominion of Canada at this point. I should say we were Canada. We became Canada in 1867, but they still called us the Dominion of Canada. All of this is basically they were saving money in order. So if they had a $1 coin or a $2 coin, they would save it and put it in there in order. That's all just spendable money. And there's probably like $500 or $600 worth of just things I could take out of these packages and spend. I'm going to make sure that there's none that are super collectible, but it seems like they were just collecting ranges. So 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, and so on. You get the idea. Lots of nice antique coins in here. 1900s silver dimes, silver nickels, old nickels, 1800s pennies. Just, woo! Gosh, get klutzy. This is what happens. It means it's the end of the night. All that said, I got everything sorted that was in that car, and everything is going to auction, and I'm going to go to bed because that was a lot of work. That all said, I spent $2,500 on this collection. I think we'll easily get our money back, and I'm hoping to make about $800 or $900 profit after we do the auction. So it should be a pretty good day. But guys, it's funny. I don't know if I shared the story at the beginning of it, but I was joking with the people when I bought this stuff and we put it in the car. I said, I best not get in a car accident or else I'm gonna look like a tipped over vending machine with coins spilling out everywhere. Well, as I was driving home, the car directly behind me on the highway let me in the merge lane, and somebody slammed right into the back of them on the highway. So I almost did get in an accident. I was one car away from an accident, so I best not jinx myself. I got off lucky this time. Let's hope I'm equally as lucky when I go to selling this collection. A lot of sorting. It took me the entire afternoon pretty well, way into the evening. But next step, off to the auction I go. So guys, thanks for watching. We'll see y'all soon. Subscribe for more videos. You should do that. There's always cool stuff coming through. And as always, bye for now. Bye, guys.